Hello, 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 everybody. It is SITREP 14, Sunday, the 10th of November 2019. So we flipped the script a little bit and we get out of the car, and now we're in the backyard, which we don't really have a yard, but we have this. All right. We have Le Pool, we got the pond, and screened in lanai. So this is why I bought this place. This place, they don't make it like this anymore. Little ponds like this are hard to find, right? So I love it, love it, love it. So, SITREP 14. Yeah, it's, man, time is flying, right? Excuse me. So, I want to start by saying Happy Veterans Day. And thank you for your, see that. Thank you for your service thing. That's what civilians say. And we don't generally say that to each other. As a matter of fact, most of us don't like it, and I don't want to sound like an ingrate. I mean, I appreciate people thanking me, but technically, um, I joined the military because I squandered all the opportunities that all the responsible people in my life, the adults and the teachers and stuff, tried to impart to me that options are good. It's good to have options. But I squandered those options. I threw them away. I laughed in the face of adulthood and reason. And I took a can of green beans to bring me around to reality and realize I had no damn life plan. So I'm thankful for the opportunity to serve the country. So I appreciate you thanking me. But technically, it's your taxpayers that have been paying me for the last almost, 35 years. For 35 years. So thank you for paying your taxes, American. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say, if you're a veteran and you're thinking about hurting yourself or someone else, get some help. Okay? I know a lot of dead soldiers, and I don't want to know anymore. So the buck stops here. Get help. It takes a strong person to get help. Weak people sit there in their own heads and mull stuff over, right? Get help. Enough of that. So we have a couple of welcomes here. I got my script, by the way. We got Chris Jenkins. If I'm thinking this is the right Jenkins, he's probably a Baltimore Ravens fan. Yeah. But he's also the best second lieutenant I was ever issued. Of course, he's the only one I was ever issued, but that's beside the point. Chris, good to see you out there, brother. Hope everything's going good for you. And Hazy Wayne. Now I'm thinking this is Max. Is that you, Max? I remember hearing Hazy Wayne before. I think that's you. If not, I don't know who you are, but hey, welcome to the channel. I got some corrections. I laud myself and this channel in being accurate information. And again, my primary mission is to keep people informed, especially people who are just starting their walk with cancer and what they can expect and stuff. So the last thing I want to do is put out bad information, right? So I went through all my older videos, and there is some stuff that I put out that I need to correct. So first of all, in SITREP 2, I said I didn't know why I was so hungry. But technically, I mean, when you start chemotherapy, your body is struggling to rebuild your white and your red blood cells because those get depleted. Remember, chemotherapy is what I'm trying to say. It doesn't know the difference between good cells and bad cells. What it primarily does is attack the reproduction of cells. So red and white blood cells need to rejuvenate as well. So it attacks those too. So your body's in a fight, and when your body's in a fight, you need calories to fight the fight. You need ammo, right? So that's what that's all about. So yeah, I do know now why I'm so hungry, and I'm still eating like a bear. I mean, it's unbelievable how much I eat, which is a good thing. And I'm thankful that my salivary glands and my sores in my mouth are all being kept at bay. But that's a huge part of my overall health, so that's great, and I'm maintaining my weight too. Also during SITREP 2, I said that civilian hospital would provide all of my treatment except radiation, because that's all the VA had was radiation. But actually I had that wrong. The VA is providing everything with the exception of the surgical oncologist. And that's just because the VA doesn't have a surgical oncologist. So I'm still affiliated with Dr. P, and she's kind of actually, which is strange to me, she's my primary because she's the surgeon. So Hopefully, I won't even need a surgeon, but technically, that's the pecking order. The surgical oncologist is the highest of everybody else, and they've kind of become your new primary care provider, if you will, right? Because you're on this cancer trajectory, and so no, I said hopefully I won't need them. For head and neck cancer, remember I said back in SITREP 2 also that it's better to actually no, I think it was the first video. It's better to have a robotic cancer surgeon go in snip, snip, snip instead of these meat hooks in there with scalpels and all that. Well, that remains true, but that is not the primary course of treatment, right? So you don't want to be. They need to make sure that they get all of the surrounding tissue or any tissue that might be involved during question, right? Well, you don't have a whole lot of tissue in your throat that you can lose per se, right? So they use surgery as a last resort. So hopefully we can get rid of this thing with using the chemotherapy, and then which is the induction therapy, and then standard chemotherapy in conjunction with radiation. So, but if that doesn't work, then I would go and see the surgical oncologist, and we'd have to start talking about maybe removing some tissue. So that's how that works. Okay. During SITREP 4 and 5, I said that I can't have dental care such as extractions, etc., for the rest of my life, and I can only have my teeth ground down to the gum in case one needs to be pulled. Technically, I'm finding out that's not true, and to be honest with you, I don't know what can and cannot happen now. I need to do some more research, but I will tell you what I put out initially was not correct, so don't pay any attention to that part. I was MSU and making stuff up. And during SITREP 7, remember I said I was bloated because they have to blow up the inside of your abdomen. I wasn't sure which way they do the balloon, insert the tube in the balloon. I found out later, yeah, they do an incision from the outside. So they blow you up from the inside with a tube down your nose, and then they put a hole in your stomach or your abdomen and your stomach from the outside, and they insert the tube in the balloon in that way. So that's how that works. But I also said that I was having trouble getting rid of this gas that they had put into me, right? And I said my fart was kind of working, and my burp was kind of working, Well, I said it was putting pressure on that. What I meant by that was the actual tube. So for about 2 weeks, I was actually burping out from the outer edges of that tube. You want to talk about a strange experience. So basically, you're burping from the inside of your stomach directly out of a hole in your stomach. Yeah, it kind of freaked me out. I don't know why I didn't mention that, but yeah, that went down, and that finally stopped. And while we're talking about tube, I haven't showed it yet. Maybe I'll show you my new Sport G tube in the next video. But yeah, so I have to flush that twice a day, even though I'm not really using it for feeding. It's just kind of hanging out right now, and I hope to God I never have to use it. But I still have to flush it twice a day just to make sure that the valve stays clean and everything in there. Well, I used to be able to spin it around 360 degrees, no problem. And starting about 4 days ago, I tried to do that, and it started burning really bad. And then I remembered that Brittany, my nutritionist, said, I showed it to her one time, and I was spinning it. She's like, yeah, that thing is we probably need to look to replace that because you're spinning around like that. That tells me that the tube is too long. They need to put it in and shorten the tube and put it in shorter so it actually tightens down on the skin and fat layer of my abdomen. That makes sense. So right now the tube's a little bit long and it's kind of a little bit loose and it can spin around, right? Well, now I think what's happening is it's healing in, because now if I turn it more than about maybe a 1/16 of a turn, it hurts like hell. So I'm not messing with it anymore. As a matter of fact, I hit it a couple times and it really hurt. It like burned. So now I have a piece of tape running over it, so I don't move it. So I'm pretty sure it's a good thing it's healing in. But anyway, so yeah, and that I haven't had any air escape from the sides of the tube in quite a while. But yeah, that first couple weeks, air escapes there. So there's a third way to get rid of air in your abdomen. Who knew? And SITREP 13, I said that my chemo was going to be 6 hours on Mondays. I'm starting to get my schedule starting to flush out a little bit, and it looks like 4 hours. So it's going to be a 2-hour bag of sodium chloride, I think is what it is. Is that what it is? I'm not even sure. Don't pay attention to that. Whatever the hydration is, right? 2 hours of that, and then I think they hang another bag, and that's when they put in all the actual chemo, which was cisplatin is the primary one that I'm getting, and they also give you some anti nausea drugs and stuff like that. So that's it. So that's it for corrections. Sorry for all that bad information, but I'm trying to make right, so forgive me. So symptoms, symptom omissions, additions, and updates. So, man, I don't know how I missed this, and I don't remember mentioning it, but your saliva from when you start, if you get induction chemotherapy, my saliva was like glue, and I mean literally, like I could scrape it off my tongue, and when I'd spit, it would be like quasi-solid. I don't know what that was all about, and slowly but surely, it's been kind of getting out of that. As a matter of fact, now it seems like my mouth is almost over, what's the word? Over salivated, I guess. It's almost like I'm to the point of almost drooling sometimes. It's crazy. I don't know why that is, but that again, that's a blessing in disguise because, you know, I can end up losing my salivary gland capability, and that just causes a whole bunch of other issues. I already bought some biotin, which is basically fake spit. You have to like use that if your salivary glands get negatively affected by chemo or radiation or both. You have to squirt this in your mouth, especially when you get ready to eat. So you know your mouth is lubricated. It sounds gross, but that's the reality of it. That's what it is. Man, your teeth get furry quickly. Holy God, I could brush my teeth 10 times a day. Matter of fact, I should. Sometimes I brush 2 or 3 times a day at least. Actually, sometimes more, but usually twice. Once in the morning and once either after dinner or before I go to bed. But I'm thinking about soon starting my gel gel inserts, because I have this fluoride gel that I have to put in. I'm supposed to do it at least twice a day. I have to do it when I wake up, and then before I go to bed. You're not supposed to eat anything after the bed one. So we just squirt a little bit in the tray, upper and lower, put it in there and let it sit for 10 minutes, and then that's it. Hair loss. So this is an interesting factoid. When you lose start losing your hair because of chemotherapy, it affects your beard too, which there is a positive about chemotherapy and hair loss, because I don't have to shave, guys. But the weird thing is, it hurts. Like, and I'm not, it doesn't hurt real bad, but it's almost like your hair is snapping off, like literally, like right at the nub. And that's the hair in your head too. This is one of these swanky cancer hats, like these soft hats, and it helps because, you know, it kind of sucks. I don't have to worry about cutting my hair anymore. But yeah, and you lose all your hair. I'm not going to go deep on that, but I'll let you kind of figure that out. So yeah, hair loss means hair loss. Yeah. Pain. So here's an interesting factoid. I don't know if you ever heard of Narcan, but if you go to YouTube or just Google Narcan. Narcan is saving lives. I mean, they give it to EMS guys now, like paramedics and cops, because the opioid and narcotics epidemic, man, is causing. I mean, cops roll up on people that are like literally dead. They're not breathing or anything, and they hit them with Narcan, and boom. These people come to life like, hey, why are you guys getting all over me? I'm just trying to go to the store. Like, they don't even remember like being on death's bed. That's how good this stuff is. Well, interesting factoid about the VA: when you get issued narcotics for pain or whatever, guess what they give you? They also give you Narcan, and this is the kind you can it's a nasal spray, right? I don't know if you can see that, but the cops don't use that one. They use the needle because I mean, like I said, they walk up on people that aren't even breathing anymore, so they just give them a shot in the butt, and literally, it's weird. Like within 10 seconds, these people are like, hey, what's going on? All right, hey, thanks. I'll see you guys later. Like, it's so creepy, really weird. My mask is still messing with me. Originally, I thought that the walk-in at the sleep clinic was on Mondays, but apparently not. It's Monday through Thursday. So I was like, I called during the week. I'm like, well, if it's only on Mondays, why don't you give me an appointment? They're like, okay. Well, we're doing appointments 2 to 3 months out just to see a sleep technician. Can you believe that? So I guess technically I could use the President Trump's, what do they call it, Veteran First, the Veteran First Act. So where if you can't be seen within a reasonable amount of time, they have to refer you out to the civilians. So I didn't push the issue. Because then she's like, oh no, well, you can come and do a walk-in Monday through Thursday. I'm like, okay, why didn't you say that in the first place, person? Yeah. Anyway, so that's Sleep Lab. We'll see how that goes. So I have a little story of faith here for you. So just for the heck of it, remember I got this from work, from the guys at work, and I matched up the handwriting. I found the person that gave it to me, so thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that. So I was messing around one day. I just grabbed it and I said, let me just open up the word and point to a chapter and verse, and we'll see where it goes, right? So where the Spirit led me was Luke 18:40. So chapter 18 ends at 43. So I'm going to go ahead and read 40 through 43. It says, so Jesus stood still and commanded him to be brought to him. And when he had come near, he asked him, saying, what do you want me to do for you? He said, Lord, that I may receive my sight. Then Jesus said to him, receive your sight. Your faith has made you well. And immediately he received his sight and followed him, glorifying God, and all the people, when they saw it, gave praise to God. Now, if that isn't prophetic, I don't know what is. I mean, that's just like, wow. That's pretty heavy. So I appreciate the Lord, pointing me in a direction here. So he and I have been speaking a little more about my faith and my healing. So awesome. So thank you, ma'am. Mission accomplished. And last but not least, for today's video, I have another teaser alert. So my big sis, aka the bad sister, she is, how's that old saying go? Gift giving knows no bounds like that of a woman scorned. So my little sister, gave me mailed me a box with some gifts in it, and now my old sis is claiming that she's feeling some kind of way about it, right? So now she informed me that she's gonna send me a box, but I think she's up to something. I got to keep my eye on these guys. See, they're sneaky. So we'll see. We'll see what that's all about. But I got a feeling she's up to no good. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. I don't want to cast aspersions on you, sis. But we'll see. I got my eye on you. Yeah, you're the older one. You're sneaky. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe you're gonna do me right. Maybe you won't do me wrong. I don't know. But seeing as I slipped in that little President Trump thing on my little sis, I got a feeling I know where this one's going. So you tell me if I'm right or wrong, but we'll see. We'll see. All right. So that's all I got coming at you from the beautiful backyard. I want to show you my ceiling real quick. Check this out. I'm proud of that ceiling. I love that ceiling. I took a lot of time and effort to paint that ceiling. I got the best paint, and I'll tell you that makes a difference. It wasn't me, although I did a pretty snazzy job of taping it off and everything. But man, I paid like $30 for that gallon of paint. But oh my God, is it worth it? It just went on like butter, baby, like butter. Anyway, that's all we got, guys. I'm gonna use this little remote thing for my new found selfie stick. This is how it turns on and off. So let's see how it works. We're out in 3, 2, 1.